Adventure day. So today, I had mentioned in a previous video that today was the day that I was going to pick up a vehicle that I've been trying to snatch for a while, and it's never, the stars and the moon has never aligned. It's too early to talk. Man, that's cold. The moon and the stars never lined up right with money and time and effort and all those things come together. So today all of it has, and we're going to pick up a parts car for the Cougar. So we went and picked up I guess you can call it a car. And the intention was to film us loading this thing, but things got rolling, and filming was not one of them. But we've brought home a new we brought home something. Let's just take a look. So we got a little bit of rain here this morning, but there it is. That is a 67 Mercury Cougar. Let's give her a walk around. The Hot Rod Factory Delete Fender version. Story is that it stood the front end up so high when it landed, it crinkled the body. None of that's true. This is all I can tell you is this is a 67 Cougar. Evidence points to the fact that it was a GT or XR7 because there's a bunch of FE parts in the car. So the door has been swapped. That's not the original door, so the number on the door, I know there's numbers other places, but honestly I don't care. There's FE pistons and rods and valve springs and all kind of stuff in the car that leads me to believe that this was a 390 car. I know you're wondering, what am I possibly going to do with something that's been wrecked in the front, wrecked in the back, wrecked on the sides. Honestly, the roof is the only straight panel on this car. But none of that matters, because the blue Cougar that you've seen was put together for drag week this year, and actually been driving that car around. That car runs and drives phenomenal the way it is. That Cougar is missing some interior pieces. Now this car doesn't look like much, but the interior is absolutely perfect on this car. The dash is perfect. The door panels are spotless, not a tear in them. The seats have so much junk piled in them that they're probably FUBAR, but they could be recovered. I'm missing one trim strip across the trunk lid on the blue car. This one has that piece. This one has the mirror that I'm missing, plus all the front windshield has a crack in it, but all the door glass, back glass, mirrors, door handles, all these extra parts that can just be put up for in case, just in case. And the doors have, like, there's a little crease in the door right here. See, stuff like that could be fixed. So if Lord forbid anything ever actually happened to the blue one, I've got tons of parts. So the idea is to completely strip this thing, and then the shell can go away. But there's a lot of goodness on this car still. It doesn't look like it, but there is. So let's take a closer look. The doors won't completely open because they hit my fenders because it's laying on here, but I'm gonna try to get you in here enough to see what I'm talking about. So take a peek at that dash, how perfect that thing is. The instrument cluster, that piece you see across the front is actually padded, so they're always tore up. The dash itself, there's some junk laying up there on it, but it exists, it's there. It all works. The door panels over are perfect. The armrest. The seats don't actually have any tears in them. They just got so much junk piled in them. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. Apparently somebody was going to build them a motor at one time because the box is pretty much rotted out from around them. But I said a brand new racing springs still in the box from Diamond Racing Products, Mount Clemens, Michigan. I have been told that this is not the same as the Diamond Piston Company. Somebody else told me that, said that they don't make the company makes pistons, don't make springs. So not real sure who they are, but this car's full of parts like that. There's pistons and rods in here for a 390 that I need to measure them and see what they are and see if they're all here. I don't know. They're like one or two up here. There's like 3 or 4 back here. So they're kind of scattered all over the place, and they may or may not all be here. So it'll be interesting seeing what's here and what ain't. My plan is I don't really want to take it off the trailer. What I want to do is strip everything off of it right here on the trailer and then just take the carcass that's left and haul it straight to the scrap yard. I don't know if I'll do that, but that's kind of the plan. What I am going to do is I'm probably just going to unbolt these door hinges right here, slide the door off and forward so I don't have to get off the trailer right now, and dig through and see what kind of goodness is in there, because we've already found a set of new in the box racing springs that's 473 years old. Then there's got to be more speed parts in this car, right? None of it is actually matter, and this is just bonuses. I bought this car, the entire car, for less than what that pad across the front of the dash right there costs. And I've already got all these bonus parts. So I'm already in the good. So everything's a bonus right now. So it's all about seeing how much bonus parts we get out of this. So yeah, I'm ready to dig into this thing. I was actually able to pull this passenger side door open. I was wrong. Somehow, I think in us dealing with it, we got one little tear in the panel right there. But I was missing armrests on my other one, and they make a spray on die, so perfect. Again, that's what I bought it for. It's absolutely perfect as far as I can tell. Even if it's not, at least it's there. Another steering column. I see flywheels. We got some 5 horsepower. There's a ring gear right there. Vacuum canisters. I see electric motors. A chain of some sort. Maybe part of a go-kart in here, because I see a little flywheel over there. An Uga horn starter. Yeah, let's poke around and see what we got in here. I see motor mounts, radios. Let's see what we got and what's actually for a Cougar and what was just used as a storage facility. Seems like we've got a mix of stuff here. I've got pounds, what appears to be like go-kart chain, and there's more of it in the car. Flywheel, Mustang instrument cluster, floodlight, a Windsor piston rod, and it just keeps going. There's electric motors here. I don't know, there's manifold over there. Red air hose, that's probably still good. That looks like it's usable. California raisin. Some of y'all are not old enough to remember the California raisins. Headlightages. Yeah, I have what appears to be the wrong center for that wheel, but the right one may be on the other side. I don't know. Here's a cup. This Discovery, still new in the box. a third brake light. Look at this. Still new in the box. Well, look at that. That's vintage parts right there. Look at that. When you see all those guys on Pawn Stars take a toy inside, it's always about having a box with it. Well, now I have new in the box, a vintage collision avoidance light. Look at that. I'm looking. I think it must be pretty old. This is pre-barcode. There's not even a barcode on it anywhere. I think maybe this bracket goes with it. I don't know. It's lit on top of it. I don't know if it is or not. Oh, and we was bamboozled. It was not a ring gear. It was just the carrier there. So let's put our fancy new in the box collision avoidance light. Ooh, sorry, little fella. Collision avoidance light right there. That's eBay stuff. What else we got in here? I see a new brake line. Woo, the gift that just keeps on giving. Actually, a couple of what appears to be new brake lines. Well, at least new when they was put in there. Let's call them unused brake lines, because there's no fluid been run through these. These are clean as a whistle. No idea if they would still be good, but you know, fella may get desperate one day and these may save him. Is that an aluminum flywheel? It looks like an aluminum flywheel. Huh. Yeah, there just seems to be a lot of bonus parts here. I had to go around to the other side and get this. Don't think I've seen one quite like this before. This is I don't know what this is for. I'd say probably a 289 if I had to guess. But the ring gear there is loose on it and will move around. Haven't seen one quite like this before. That's very interesting. Maybe that's good for something. I'm intrigued by that. Honestly, I am. Well, a fella got kind of excited and tried to roll the window down because he's seen a box in there and he was all digging for it and finally reached in there and got it. And it's a box double flaring tool set. Look at that. I'm all about some tools. I got bamboozled. Empty box. Nothing but my hopes and dreams. Just put that right back in there so when I send it to the scrapyard, the next guy can go, ooh, a double flaring tool. Still new in the box. Nope. Just my hopes and dreams. Let's dig into the mixed bag of nuts that is the trunk. First off, I want to snatch that piece of trim off there for the blue one and clean it up. This one is the gas tank delete model. And actually right here you can see how bad this car is wrecked. You can see how the floor right here is just buckled up from the impact. The front is smashed. I'll show you that. Both sides are smashed. This car was in a really bad accident, and I'm not sure if they were trying to repair it or not, but here's some FE parts There's some rockers there. There's a Windsor water pump though. So it looks like we have 3 FE pistons and rods, 1 half rocker assembly, and not much else back here. The tail lightage was the first thing that got robbed out of it, and I don't blame them because the tail lights are kind of cool. They probably got shoved in a Mustang or something. Would you look at the size of those spring hangers on the back of this thing? This was somebody's hot rod back in the day. I'm gonna grab these extensions off of here just because they actually look like they're in really good shape, and you never know when you might need one. This one here is kind of deleting itself, so you never know when you might need one. There's a piece of trim there. All actuality, the trunk lid itself is in really good shape. This is just flaking old skim coat, but the trunk's in nice shape, so it may get saved on. But there she is as a whole, and you can tell just smashed right there. And then you look at the front end damage on it, where that whole side is crinkled up. It's obviously smashed in the middle. So both sides of the front is smashed down, and the rear quarters, both rear quarters look the same. Both are smashed in. Honestly, the roof and the doors are savable, but you can see where the door on this side is creased here and here. The passenger side door is fine. There's no damage at all on it. So I got one good door. This door could be saved. The roof skin's good, but I don't need a roof skin. It honestly looked like this car might have hit something and spun around, or maybe hit something, spun one way, hit and spun back, or something. But this thing was in a pretty gnarly wreck, and it wasn't recently that it was in a gnarly wreck either. It's been a while. Now, if the rear quarters were not damaged, that was what sealed it for me once I seen it. If the rear quarters were not damaged, I'd be inclined to just and throw this whole thing away, stick it on a frame table and build a tube chassis for it, and have a big tire car. But by the time you do that, both rear quarters, yeah, I mean, really all you're saving is a cowl and a roof skin. It's really not. What I'm saying is there's better cars for the candidate. Usually I'm all about a car that has has no other purpose left and make a race car out of it. But yeah, honestly, I've got enough projects going on without having to start building another race car. It would be cool to see a Cougar doing that, because you don't see many first generation Cougars out there doing no prep type racing or big tire racing or anything. But there's just not really enough left here to get me excited about it. And I don't need another project. Like I said, got the Galaxy, and there's big plans coming for the Galaxy for the future moving forward with it that I'm not quite ready to talk about yet. And just on the other side of, you can't hardly see this right there, is the 48 that we're building a gas ride of. So with the gasser project going on over the winter, this getting some changes over the winter, yeah, there's no time to start a tube chassis car. That's just too big of an endeavor to take on right now. If I was retiring the Galaxy and not building a gasser, then I would talk about building a tube chassis car for this, because I could focus all my time on it. But right now, it's not really worth it. Anyway, we went and scored a 67 Cougar for less money than a dash pad would have cost me. And I'm getting a dash pad, I'm getting that front face piece off of it, I'm getting trim pieces off of it, rear view mirror, side view mirror. I'm gonna take both the doors off, and I would like to say that I would pull the front glass has a crack in it, so I'm not interested in it at all. I'd like to say I'd pull the back glass out of it, but in all honesty, I probably won't. I'll probably save the trunk lid off of it, and that may in fact be all that I save. I don't know yet. Part of me is heavily debating cutting the roof off of it and just saving the roof skin, because the roof is such a nice car. And most of these cars are vinyl top cars, and they're rotted right along that roof line right there. This roof is perfect, so part of me's thought about cutting the roof off of it, but I probably won't. I figure if, with all the crap that's piled in it, if this shell brings, $100 at the scrap yard, maybe $150, then I'm way up on money. So we'll see. Be like all the cool kids that I don't understand why they do it and cover my tag number. But that piece of trim right there really changes the car. There's a little dent right there, but that don't matter. I've told people for years the keys to fixing these cars up as drivers, not show cars, but as drivers. Parts cars. Now, you could do that with show cars too. You just have to spend more money, but parts cars. Parts cars, parts cars, parts cars. You cannot buy parts to do a car cheaper than you can buy a parts car. Parts car, parts car, parts car. Let me run it down for you so you understand where I'm coming from. I've bought this entire car, or what's left of this car, for less than what the dash pad costs. Not a cap, but the actual pad. Now, let's run through some numbers. That little piece of trim that I just stuck on the back of that car, I haven't priced the one for the Cougar, but I was missing the same location trim on the Galaxy, a little strip that goes at the bottom of the trunk. I paid $100 for that piece of trim. That was a $100 piece of trim. Maybe more, maybe less on the Cougar, don't know, not the point right now. But let's say you got $100 in that piece of trim. This side view mirror that's on this thing is probably another $50. So we're at $150. What else are we storing? The padded face on that dash is about $250. So what we got was 150 and 250. We're at $400. We're at $400 right there. The dash pad on this thing, look them up, is about $500 for the dash pad on this thing. So now we're at $900 in just parts, and just 3 or 4 parts. I'm gonna rob the rear view mirror off. That's another $40-50. So we're at $950. I am going to take the little mercury badge off the trunk lid. Those things, $50 to $100 all day long on eBay. Look them up. We're over $1,000 in just, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. We're at over $1,000 we would have had to spend. I'm not even close to half that much in the entire car. Not even close. So what looks like a wrecked, just mangled up turd on the outside is a gold mine of parts. By the time I'm done, there's some badges I'm gonna get off of it. There's some little miscellaneous stuff I'm gonna get off of it. I'm probably gonna get the gauges off of it. I'm probably gonna end up keeping the doors off of it. I'm gonna end up keeping the trunk lid off of it. By the time I'm done, I will probably keep and store here for the future if we ever need it, probably $2,500 worth of parts. Easily $2,500 worth of parts for something that I gave just a few $100 for. Parts cars. You can finish out your car for just a fraction of money with a parts car. Now, here's the luxury or the genius in a parts car. When I'm done getting everything I want off of this car, now I'm gonna pick this car clean just because Mercury parts are hard to come by. But let's just say you bought it and all you wanted was the dash cap or the dash pad. That's all I actually wanted was a dash pad. I'm just gonna get all the other parts off of it. And they're just bonus parts to me. And let's don't forget about the new springs and flywheels and all that stuff that was in the car. That this car is just a gift that keeps giving. But let's just say you had a Mercury Cougar, you were in the same situation I was, and the only thing you really cared about was the dash pad. You buy this car for a couple of $100, few $100, you take the dash pad off, you put it back on there. Now you've got options. Option one, part out all the rest of those parts I told you about and make a couple $1,000s off of this car. Part them out cheap, make an extra $1,000 off this car, you know what I mean? That would be option one. Option two, send it to the crusher. Crush it the way it is. Probably for what I paid for this car, get close to your entire investment back. Option three is clean this thing up real well, make it represent as good as it can, take plenty of photos of all the parts and pieces, and put it up on back up online for sale for, you know, X amount, whatever you paid for it. You can put it up for that and get your money back. So you got a free pad. You can add a couple of $100, get your gas back and your time back, whatever you want. And somebody will buy it because they want a roof skin. This roof skin is perfect on this thing. There's not the paint's not even messed up on this roof skin. So somebody could buy it for just a roof skin. You know, there's a ton of ways you can go with this. Me personally, what's probably going to happen is this. I'm going to strip every possible thing off of it that I can get off of it and have room to store. I'm going to store it, and then there's going to be pretty much a shell left. I'm still debating on whether I want to pull the seats out or not. I think the seats would be good to save and have recovered for another project at some point. But I'm going to strip everything off of this car that I can possibly get off of this car. And then one or two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to give it to somebody that wants a roof skin. They just got to figure out how to get it. Or I'm going to haul it to the scrapyard and probably get, I don't know, strip shell. It'd probably bring $100. And I'm not mad at that because for what I got in it, I'd get most of my money back. Parts cars. Parts cars, parts cars, parts cars. That's the way to go, people. Parts cars. Some weird weather. The sun is beating on me right there. And then you turn right here, and there's one giant black cloud right there. Blue sky over here. And all the way around over here, it looks like it's raining. Y'all excuse me while I get back to work. Got a little shuffling around to do now, so I can get back to everything on the list that needs done. Hope y'all have a blessed day. Hopefully the next video you see on the Chevy will be the motor going in. Well, I should say the motor coming out, another motor going in. We got sidetracked for that to run pick this car up, so hopefully the next video you see will be that engine coming out, a new one going in. Then the video after that should be us making new clutch rods for the clutch pedal rod for the Galaxy to get ready for Shadyside the following weekend. So lots of things coming. Any of that sounds like it interests you, hit the little bell and you'll get notified. But do hit the subscribe button because we're getting close to the 500 subscribers, so we can give away a Summit gift card. Actually, I need to make a trip to Summit. Just trying to decide which day I need to go down to Summit. But we're getting close to the 500 subscribers, so y'all jump in there and hit that subscribe button, and let's get there. Hope the Lord blesses you today, and y'all enjoy the day.